I'm just going to tape the whole thing. So we will create a border. So now what we will do, we will be mixing our texture paste. Texture paste can be made with different materials. You can make it with plaster of Paris. You can make it with baby powder. You can make it with baking soda. You can make it with marble powder. What else? What else? Yeah, I guess that much. And then this is the most easiest, the acrylic wall putty you get, and it is very cost effective. It takes a little more time to dry. That's the reason for workshop purposes I said to keep the hair dryer handy. So I'm just taking a little bit of texture paste. Don't take too much. If we want, we can add. If your canvas is smaller, that much is more than enough. If we need extra, we can always mix it later. And then we are going to add some glue, right? I've taken some texture paste. This texture paste, if you actually see, is quite creamy. Okay, so this is the best actually, and it's easier, ready-made. Okay, I'm just ballpark. Like I said, the wall putty already has some. Okay.
So they should be way lesser than the wall putty, right? Just
way lesser. Yeah. Like, for example, if 1 spoon is your wall putty, half a spoon of glue should be more than enough. So I have taken like 2 spoons of wall putty. So I just used 1 spoon of the glue. So this is usually like your cake batter.
Yeah.
Can you see the? Yeah. So that's the, like a cake batter consistency is what we need.
Yeah.
Mix it well. Take your time. Take this and just apply it all over. Don't do a very thin texture, nor do a very thick one. Okay.
Achha.
Just spread it at least like say few thickness we will need. That's when your textures will form well, and when it dries they look nice. And don't do it like, see, don't do it very thin like this. This part, if you see, it's like, yeah. Don't make it very thin, like, just take out like that. But so now you don't need to worry about the edges. You can just go over your tape. Okay. That's it. Then we put the tape here. Now, before we move on to the actual artwork that we're going to do, I will just show you how to use, like day-to-day materials, things that are lying around the house to make textures. Otherwise, professionally, what we do is we use something called a scraper tool. This is available in any hardware shop or any craft shop. So if you actually see, this has those teeth here. So this is the tool they use to actually do those ones. Let me show. So see, if I actually do this, can you see that texture?
Oh wow, nice.
Okay, so this is what normally is used. So it has wide tooth. So it has like different. See, the space between the teeth actually will give you different texture. This one is little wider. This one is little closer. So if you actually see, if I do with this, got it? See, that one is a little closer. So this is what is used professionally when you see all those, like the boho kind of stuff that you see. This is what you see in so this tool is not at all expensive. So if you're planning to do something for your house, or if you're planning to do and sell or whatever, you can always invest in this one. Then, I can use the back of the spoon and I can just dab it, which is going to give me a different texture. All this, when it dries, it's going to give you that raised effect. So based on what design or what pattern you're doing, you can choose to create different things. Can you see this, like kind of a wavy texture?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that can be given with just a simple spoon. Okay. And then, you have these spatulas. Okay, this also what you can do is you can just, let me clear it and show you. So I'm just telling you guys the different textures that can be made with household items. Okay. So if I can just do like this for lines, or I can just like tap like this. I can just do the side also for lines. Okay. Similarly, I can use a toothbrush, a simple toothbrush gives me a different texture. Can you see how beautiful that is?
Yeah.
So based on what artwork you're doing, or based on how you want the look to be, you can use these different things, right? And what else do we have? Then like I said, you have your fork. So if you don't have this scraper tool, you can use your fork, but you just need to be very precise. Just hold it like that. You can just drag it. So for today, for people who don't have, so slowly turn it around, and then see, it'll give you a similar, and then I can, yeah, it's a simple fork, but you will get the same effect. And another thing with texture art is, even professionally when it is done, there is no right or wrong. Okay. It's simply your imagination and simply bringing out whatever you need, in your artwork. So whether you make it with a scraper tool, or whether you make it with a spoon, or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. The end product is what matters. So, that is with a fork. It comes out really well. And then again, you have a comb. Okay. Comb also, you can have like, white toothed ones you can take, or the narrow ones you can take. Based on what it is, you will get a different texture. See, I have taken a comb. I can just, do this. So which is going to give me like a, can you see this texture?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or I can just hold it and turn it around like that. Holding and turning, you have to be a little careful. See? Yeah, so the neatness comes with, the sturdy hand. If you shake it a little bit, because the texture is, like still not dry and has so much moisture, you won't get a very precise finish. So the way your hand moves matters a lot. So that will come with practice. But then it's as easy as this, just using your household items and creating different textures. So that was a very that comb was actually, it had the teeth was quite close. And then I have a bigger one here. So this also, so you get bigger. Yeah, that is the difference. Like if it was POP, plaster of Paris, it will start drying very fast. So that's another advantage of using this wall putty, because it takes time to dry.
Correct.
Yeah, usually when we do designs, and certain designs have to be made once a base design texture is dried. So we usually leave it overnight, because this one takes time to dry. Okay.
Correct.
So that is how different textures are made with just basic household items. So now what we will do is take any thing that you're using, either a fork or a scraper tool or whatever you're using. If all of you have a fork, let me also do it with a fork. And so we will be creating an arch in the center. This is mine. So I'll also use the fork if most of you are using the fork, so you know.
Yeah,
so I'm just dragging the fork up like that. And when I go to the top, I'll just hold and only keep one point, do not move that one end point, the bottom point. Just move the top part like that, so that you get that curve on top, and then just bring it down.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So what I'm doing is I am just taking the fork up like that. Now from here, I am going to keep this part stay there and only turn the
Other
like
side.
actually make a, I mean you, yeah, like
Mhm.
that, and then bring it down.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to make another arch here. So what we will do for the background is again, just take your spatula or whatever you have, a butter knife or even a spoon, anything that you have, all that you're going to do is just tap, dab, 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 only on the outside. So you can create any texture here, background with whatever I showed in the beginning, either with a spoon, you can even use the spoon. You can even use the spoon or you can even use your toothbrush. Use anything and just make the pattern on the outside. The one advantage of this paste again is like even if you make a mistake, you can just scrape it
Yeah.
off because it takes time to
Yeah,
dry,
that's
right?
what we can.
So now we would just dry it a little bit and then we will go to the next stage, okay? So if you have a plastic sheet, just take a small square piece. Or like I said, you can use a Ziploc cover, which is much more easier. So whatever color you have chosen, you can just go ahead and paint the arch with that color. You can use a sponge, yes, not a cloth piece. The reason a brush will be better is because you have grooves, right? So it will be easier
Yes.
to paint inside, yeah. So I just gave a lighter color to the second one. Okay, I'm going to dry it again.
So I
Okay,
just finished cutting it.
say for
You asked
example,
me for some more putty, right? For the
yeah,
tree.
if you want, yeah, if you finished with your texture paste, if it's over, then take a little more because we'll be doing the palm tree. So
Okay. So I'll just make a little more texture paste
little more.
there.
So see, I'm just showing you to add color. Like for example, I've just taken this much. So you can just mix the color in this itself and then it gives you a. So I have just see for this much texture paste, I just added like a small pinch of color. So you
Okay.
can make texture paste like this as well. Okay, any color you want, you can make it this as well.
Okay. So this we are using for making a tree.
Yes.
So then, okay, we can like we use a green
No, no,
color
no,
or
no.
something.
No. Don't mix any color. Sorry, I mixed the color to show you how you can mix a color in texture paste. We'll be making the tree with plain white texture paste only. Okay.
Okay, got it.
This I'm just showing you how you can mix color directly to the texture paste and use. Okay. So for example, see like how I mix the color and then I get it like this. So I can.
Right. Okay.
So even if you get cracks, number one, once it dries, if you want a smoother finish, you can take a sandpaper and sand it very lightly. And if it has, say, a big cracks or whatever, what you can do is the same texture paste. You can make it like a paint. Add more water, make it little more runny. Take a brush and just paint it over, like giving a coating of your texture paste. So what that does is it will fill all the cracks and it will give you a neat finish. So you can do
Okay.
that as well. Even if you're using plaster of Paris or your cornstarch or whatever, if you have cracks, you can, add little water and make it like a paint consistency, and then take a brush and apply it all over your artwork or wherever the cracks are, and that should solve the problem.
Okay.
If it is Ziploc, it's very, very easy. All you do is take your Ziploc and put your texture paste in one corner, and you just tie up your Ziploc cover like this to form put a rubber band and tie it up, and snip it little bit at the end. Okay, a Ziploc cover is as easy as that, or if not Ziploc, any cover also is fine. If you're doing it on a normal plastic sheet, if you know to make a cone, all you have to do is just hold in the center here, this part, hold it with your thumb and just rotate this and make your cone. Once you make the cone, the end part is there, right? This part where it's ending, you put a cellophane tape there. Take a tape so that your paste doesn't come out. So just take a tape, and if it is an already ready-made cover or a Ziploc cover, all you need to do is put your paste in one corner and just seal it. Use a rubber band. Okay, now I have this cone. Okay, I'm going to just drop my texture paste in the cone. Okay, now once you push it to the edge, either you put a rubber band or you can just tape it also. Okay, so your cones are ready. So just snip it a little bit at the edge. You don't want it too thin, slightly thicker. I'll just show you. So this thickness, see here, we need this thickness. It's fine, not too thin, okay? What you do is take the center of the arch and just let it just dry a bit. We will go for now you just make your palm branches. Just do that. Okay, see, I'm just showing it here. One is you can just make a thick line like this, like in the leaf shape itself, for example. Make the paste like this. Once it dries a little bit, you can just pull your spatula. Okay, you can do it this way. Okay, one method, but your paste has to dry a little bit for that. And then the other one would be with the cone itself. I can just put a line and then I can just do this. Like, just move it like how you would draw a palm tree, out and in, like that. You can do it that way also. Okay. Or simply you could just put them separately like this as well.
Okay.
So with cones you can create again however you want textures. You can make a lot of things with the cone. You can even make it like this. See, once it's slightly dry, we can go over and kind of see, like, pull it like that,
press it down a bit.
Press it down a little bit. So, and then you can just use the side of your spatula and give it the center line that way. like that. Okay, so you can do whichever works for you. I'll show it here only, different patterns. So one is I'm just giving it a little thicker like that. You can just flatten it like this, and don't worry if it comes on the colored part on your arch, you can always color it again. So you can either make lines, or you can make like, the same, dabbing effect that we did for this part. Or you can either dab it, or you can, give like just lines like that. So if the white has come on the side, you can always paint it. Pretty much that's it. Once you're done, you can actually take off the... So when you remove it, you get a nice clean edge, and it looks much better. So the outside is already nice and dry. So just make the texture paste itself nice and runny, like as a consistency of a paint, normal paint. And then if you see any cracks, you just, brush the paste over to seal the cracks. And then leave them to dry, yeah? In case you get cracks, that's what you do. The easiest paste to use is this, wall putty, which you really don't need to mix anything. You just add some glue and you're ready to go. So when you make this, each step we leave it to dry overnight. And then, like for example, once I do that, then I'll do this, leave it to dry completely, then I'll make this, then I'll make that. So each step we will, leave at least like few hours so it dries completely, and then go ahead with the rest of the steps. So you get a nice finish in your artwork. Any other questions anyone has? We can take few minutes. I can answer your questions.
And climate also affects drying process. Does it make lengthy, the process of drying?
Sorry?
Climate conditions, humidity also affects the process of drying?
Not really. These texture paste will dry in few hours, but if it's very cold, yeah, probably it'll take a little, when there's more moisture in the air, it'll take a little more time to dry. But otherwise, it's not going to take like few days or anything. It should dry overnight or in few hours normally. If the climate is like very cold, it might take a little extra, maybe an extra hour to dry, that's it. But usually these things, because you've added glue as well, so they'll dry overnight. Definitely will dry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Does this I had a question that can we incorporate this in while doing decoupage also, like we do like if you're making a board or something,
with the same paste? Yeah, like I'll show you. For example, you can use the same paste to use with your stencils. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you. Okay, I'm just going to show you here the same paste.
Oh, okay. For stenciling, we can use the same.
Yeah, see, it's the same texture paste that you get in the shop. That's why actually, when I figured about this wall putty, I stopped buying texture paste or mixed media paste that is sold, which you use for decoupage and stenciling work, because that's very expensive. And this is, like really, really economical. So once I found this, I stopped buying those mixed media pastes. You can just use your wall putty.
Oh, okay.
1 kg will go for long time
Long time.
actually.
Yes.
So like see, for example, I'm just using it on so I've just taken some gold leaf and I will take the same again for gold leaf. You can even use gold paint. I said, no, if you have acrylic paint, you can simply use acrylic paint also. You don't need to do the leaf thing. But say for example, for Fevicol, I'm just taking, you can even use decoupage glue, okay? Or Fevicol is fine. You can use decoupage glue if you have. So I'm say for example, I don't want it everywhere. I just want little bit accents here and there. So see, I'm giving say little bit of here and there. I'm just adding the glue. Normal Fevicol is what I'm using. You can use leafing glue. Yeah,
Okay.
don't want to invest in a leafing glue. You can use Fevicol, or if you have decoupage glue also works well. Okay, if you're using just an acrylic paint, all you need to do is use the acrylic paint, and wherever you want gold, if you want the tree to be gold also, you can just paint the whole tree gold. Otherwise just this. So for usually for leafing, any glue that you use, leafing glue also, when you use, after a bit it turns tacky to touch, and that is when you have to put your leaf or your gold flakes. Okay, these are gold flakes. Leaf will be like a sheet, gold sheet you will get, but the glue has to be tacky. So right after you put the glue, you don't put the gold leaf. Okay, you leave it for some time for it to dry. And now I'll just use the dryer a little bit. Yeah, just a teeny bit for it to be little tacky, like half dry. Then I take these are flakes. You can actually see that it gets stuck to wherever the glue is. So that's you can add gold that way, gold flakes here and there wherever you want. This is just to accentuate your artwork, and this also looks really nice.